Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sredna, and in today's video we are going to paint this beautiful little building, which I'm calling a castle because I do see some I don't know, cylinder shapes with like some bricks and stuff and like a castle style. It just reminds me of that, so we shall get started with that. So I just finished filming, what did I do? Oh yes, this watercolor palette. So this is available in my shop and it's a smaller one. I had also like a 50 half pan one that I made, and you can check out in another video how to set up your palette. But just in case you're interested, I thought I would share that, since I know we artists love to let each other know what is the latest and greatest tools that we are using. So I'm going to move these colors out of here, even though these are really pretty and I've been wanting to use a bit more of these Daniel Smith ones. So today's video we're gonna do, yes, the painting, we're gonna do some sketching too, and then just some chatting because it is a chill video. I was telling my partner the other day, I was like, babe, like my real-time videos seem to be a bit popular with people. And he was like, well, like people like to, you know, hear other people talk when they're, you know, doing their stuff, you know, whether it's work or stuff around the house. And I was like, well, I do too. But they're a little maybe harder to find, but I don't know. There's like some people, I'll link some below. Like I really like Minnie Smalls, who makes those kind of videos. She has like some of those videos. And then there's also Emma Carpenter, who she'll do like vlogs and just like talk about what's going on in her day and stuff. And I always love those. It's just nice for me too, because I feel like there's almost like a coworker in the room, but it's like not like a disruptive coworker who like is asking me about things every couple seconds, and then I'm like, wait, what? I'm distracted from my drawing. It's just a nice way I can just be like, blah, 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 get the thoughts out, or just listen to someone else rambling or going off while I just kind of focus in on the work, and then it's almost like background noise, but like pleasant. That makes any sense. Anyway, just let me know what y'all think in the comments below if you can relate to any of that. So I'm looking for my masking tape, and I did not put it over here, so I will be right back. Okay, I found my tape, and gosh, this does happen quite a bit. Like I thought I put a piece of masking tape by this area all the time, but I guess I always move it. But I always feel like I need masking tape. Oh gosh. Well, you know, we're gonna work with what we have right over here. So I do have a 8x10 paper, like working at this size. Oh my god, this masking tape. It's not, I don't know where my white one is that I usually use. I don't see it. Okay, well, we will just work with it maybe a little gentler. But I was saying, sometimes I work in larger sizes, but that's just once in a while. I usually like to make something and then have it done within like a couple of days. Although lately there was, when I did the Reaver's Cottage artwork, that one was a 12 by 18, and I really didn't think it would take me that much extra time. I was like, oh, it'll take me like 2 extra days or something. And it took me like maybe 4 extra or something. Like I was working on that till the weekend. I was like, I think I underestimated just how much it increased. Like I thought, oh, it'll just be like twice as big, but actually compared to this size, it's almost 4 times, and I did not give myself 4 times the amount to complete it. So, oh gosh. This is also nice to do after I just recently finished painting I did of our schoolroom in our house. And that one was on a 16 by 20 canvas. And has it been a month or two, or it could be even more. Like I would just like paint it like for a little bit and then I go do other things and like come back to it. And the last day I went to paint it, I was like, look, this is the last day. Like I want to move on to other things. So I find that once in a while I'll get the itch to work bigger, but usually I like just, yeah, having it done a little quicker. I don't like to dilly-dally with it for so long, and I just want to, my eyes want to see something new. I have this big jug. Does it say Bottle Joy? I think it's meant for people to drink, but there's no way I would. Like, that thing is huge. What is it, a gallon or more? I don't know. Not even the milk I buy comes in that size. So I don't know how they want people to drink that, but it just seems like a lot. Okay, but I like to use it to store water for my paintings. That works out. So what is the setup I'm doing right now? This is a little different than usual. Usually I have like everything kind of planned out, but I think with these I can just be a bit more casual. So let me think here. I like to have this little, just my little rag to wipe off my brush and stuff. And then I'll choose some colors. And then we'll have this. Wait, what about? Actually, maybe I'll put the rag on the other side. Okay, because we don't really need to get that in the shot, right? That's not really important here. So, but we do got some paints, and then, and I have this really nice, really nice, it's just a really regular canvas drop cloth that I got from the hardware store. I used them when I was painting our back porch room. I had like a spray can and I was going around all the walls and just doing like a really dark green color. You'll see it in my day in the life of an artist video. That's where I was changing into my snow pants, and I used this drop cloth, or I got like a couple of drop cloths because it made it really easy to not worry about the floor too much. Okie doke. Well, maybe it'd be nice to see a couple of other things. I don't know if that's helping make this video more beautiful or not. Another time I had a candle going, and that was nice, but oh my gosh. Okay, in the Cottage 2 video. So I had like a candle, this yellow candle in the corner. Oh my god, here, I'm gonna get it and show you what happened. So I thought I was gonna be cute and put a candle in the corner. And this is one of my homemade candles. And I did not realize that it was burning. Like it was actually melting. So it was over here, and then I look, and then at some point I see this part has come off, and I was like, oh my god. Okay, end of film, take care of this. So I believe these are molds to set the candle in and not actual containers, which I was unaware of. So then I just put like a different candle in the shot, and I was like, okay, the last 10 minutes I'll light it and hopefully it won't light up. But oh my god, how am I gonna get these out? These have been sitting in here for probably like a year. I took them out just to, or recently when I was doing, I usually do like candle making maybe every couple months or maybe twice a year. I don't exactly know the math on that. But so anyway, I took these out, and now I don't, since these are not the actual tins for them, I really don't know how to get them out. I'm pretty sure they're set in there after being in there for so long. So anyway, just another day in the life thing happening. So I'm not sure we're gonna do the candles today, but I do, I could, this is a little flower pot that I got the other day. What if I just do a flower? Is that even a thing? Okay, there we go. That's kind of pretty. There we go. Just adjust things. And then I have my reference photo on the side, but I do need to move it a little closer. Okay, now we are talking. Now we are getting in there. So let's see, I think I'll start the little moon. And I did partially, so on Procreate I did what was that? Oh, I just saw an app on my computer pop up saying killer intelligence has stopped working. Okay, it's very distracting. I don't need any more distractions than I've already given myself. So let's see, I'll start with this moon here. So do love crescent moons. Been meaning to do, oh my, what the heck is with that eraser? Jeez. Let me get another eraser. Wow. Oh, I can't believe that just happened. That just, why? Why would you? Does this one work better? Oh my god. Okay. Well, luckily that area of the drawing is like a really dark blue, so it might not matter later, but you know, geez. Oh, I was saying before this pencil really, oh shit, I was about to do it again. This, okay, you know what, I just can't trust it. I'm just gonna have to be able to trust my eraser. Oh, I was saying I have been interested in doing a moon collection for some time. Then I get distracted with all the other ideas. There's just so many things to be drawn. This came out maybe a little, I don't know if I want to show that much, but I mean, what does it really matter? Oh, so recently I lost my work phone, and that was kind of a bummer. So I have a personal phone, and then I got a work phone just because I like to have different, just more of a, a boundary between my work and personal stuff. So like when I get messages or calls, I didn't want it to be on my personal phone, and then like social media apps, I didn't want to feel like, oh, I need to check my email or my YouTubes or whatever it is, or my shops. So I just got a separate phone and pay like $30 a month for it, which is like, okay, maybe it's a small price to pay for peace of mind there. So I got the phone, and I've had it for maybe like 2 years or so, and then lost it. Just up and lost it. And it was a day where Aaron and I were going to some sort of event, and we were out, and I just don't know where it is. I don't know if it was in the house somewhere, or if it was not, if it was like we left it at the event. Where was it? No, I don't think it was Red Hot Chili Peppers, although we did go to that concert recently and they were really great. But yeah, just never saw it again. Was pretty bummed out about it. And then the task to replace my phone came into play. And when I was looking at different phones, I decided this time to go for a refurbished phone, because I was like, well, I already spent like, you know, $800 on the last new one, and then I lost it anyway. So like, what is the point here? So I was like, well, I'll just get refurbished. And I hadn't really tried a refurbished phone. Wasn't sure about it. Aaron likes to naysay it a lot. But it worked out, and I love it. And I got the same exact kind as my other phone. which was like I think it's a Samsung 21, and it worked really well, and so I was really happy with it. And then I decided to upgrade my personal phone because I haven't changed it in, I guess, 4 years. And the camera on it, well, my work phone's camera was so much better that I started to bring my work camera with me wherever, which is probably why I lost it, because I just loved the camera so much and it was so much better than my personal phone. So to negate that, to not make that be a continual thing, I was like, let me just get the personal phone. That will be as, you know, the camera will be nice, so then I won't feel like I need to bring my work phone places where I shouldn't and, you know, maybe lose it again. But, I don't know if I talked about the refurbished part, but it worked out really well. I think it was the company that I bought it from through Amazon, because yeah, they did a good job. Everything, like the camera, it was like it was brand new. So no troubles there, and it was half the price. So definitely something I would do again, if I don't have to buy new. So, but the not so great thing that happened, I guess, is that when I went looking for a new personal phone, I was like, oh, let me do the refurbished thing because that worked out really nice. So then I go and try to do the same thing, but that phone is just crap because it, yeah, like the battery was like crap. It was like dying all the time. But Amazon does the 90-day policy for refurbished. So really I just tried it out for a bit. It didn't work out, and then I just brought it back to them and I was like, this battery sucks. This is not usable. You really should not be selling this to people. So, you know, sometimes it's a hit or miss, but I think as long as they have a good return policy, it's not a big deal. And you could be saving hundreds of dollars for just maybe an hour or two to just pack up the phone. Well, I guess there's like a couple days in there maybe that you test the phone too, which is, you know, worth your time, and then packaging it up. But to me, to save like $400 was worth it to try it out. And so yeah, so with the personal phone, the refurbished didn't work out, and I just was like, well, I'll just go get a new one. But I am glad that I at least tried to save money. So I at least saved money with one of my phones. I really didn't want to upgrade my personal was working fine. It was a Note 10 Plus, had it for 4 years, worked great, totally fine, just, you know, just the cameras are just so much better. It was hard to justify not upgrading it. So let me see. Oh, and before I was doing this, so I had made that video for the showing those smaller palettes. And then I was on the computer updating my Etsy shop and applying to art shows. So I've been, actually I'm gonna do like a line here, or like a curve, so I can make sure that I'm keeping the shape there, because I really do want it to have a nice shape there. And these ones, I think these ones should be going like that way, and these ones are more flat across. And then, well, they're probably, well, I'll just follow the angle I made there. Just do a bit of those, mostly for guidance purposes. I find when I do these kind of lines and then I put the pattern on top that it helps to do, helps me kind of keep the shape of it a bit more believable, I guess, on what's happening. It makes it look a bit more dimensional instead of so flat. Okay, well now that I've got those little guidelines, although I'm not quite sure what's happening with this one. I don't know. Okay, maybe I'll just have a little line here, and actually those lines wouldn't, they would be going more like that. Okay. I've been taking some courses at SVS Learn recently, and specifically for perspective for sure, and how to, what like those different angles are supposed to look like, various sides. And I think they've really been helping, because I don't think before I would have really bothered with like, is this a bit more curvy like it would be if you saw it out in this courtyard. Could probably do most of this in watercolor, but I at least like to have a little bit of texture. And there's like almost this kind of thing. Actually, I don't even know if that's there, but I just like this little detail. We are always winging it. You gotta add your own touches anyway. Okay. Happy with that. And so actually these are, I'm now confusing myself, because these are not the bricks. These are like shingles. So these would just have just more this kind of shape. And same here. Okay, I think that's good. It's just I was getting confused because they looked like bricks and they weren't supposed to be bricks. And I did lose my train of thought. There's so much thought that goes into drawing. It's like, what about this angle? And what about the way this part is drawn and that detail and these colors, and planning for later, like, okay, if I put this here now, what will this look like? I think I'll just do a little bigger. And these. It's okay if I kind of draw them on the edge too, because there's going to be some plants obscuring those. There's sometimes when I'm just going to do very quick little things here, because it's just, they're more in the back anyway. But sometimes for these pencils, oh wait, I was saying the art fairs and stuff. Yeah, so I applied, so when the weather is nice, I apply usually in the summer for a bunch of art shows and fairs around town. And I think last year, I did around 6 or so different shows. And so sometimes I'll like repeat them, or I'll, try out new ones as well and stuff. And this year I'm going to try some new ones in Minnesota. So those ones will require a bit more of a drive. We'll probably make like a weekend trip out of it. And we usually do visit Minnesota, or like it's really Minneapolis we're visiting when we want to go to a bigger city. And they have, we usually stay for like a weekend anyway. So I was like, well, what if it was like a paid weekend? Because then I'd be able to like work while we're there and do stuff. So we'll kind of like try it out and see how that goes. Usually I've been sticking pretty close to home, like within an hour. Although I did do a St. Cloud one last year. I think that one was like a 2.5 hour drive. Oh wait, this is, okay. This is not even gonna be seen because there's like a bush right there. So, well, I might as well just draw that in. But yeah, lots of art fairs, and it's summertime. Well, not yet, but coming up. They usually, oh, there was one I wanted to do. We have one that is like a big street fair downtown, and I was not able to apply for it in time, and I was so surprised because I had been checking their site pretty frequently to be like, okay, when is this thing happening? And then come to find out that I was very late on it. And I was like, wait a second, but I never seen the, what is that? Oh yeah, I don't know, application on the website or anything. So, and it turns out that they use like a different website than they have on their main site. I don't know. It's like some other place. And basically you can only know what's happening if you apply to their mailing list. So then I decided to apply it to their, just sent them an email about, hey, can I get on the wait list or the email list? And then they will message me next year to see when it's open. And then there's this like convention in town that is geared for like comics and fantasy and sci-fi things. And I thought that one was like a really great one. And because I've like attended and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. People here are so fun. And that one, oh my God, I applied for that like a year? Is it like a whole year in advance? Because they were like, oh, our application's open. I was like, well, I mean, if it's open around the time that I'm already here looking at stuff, like, okay. And then it turns out that they were, okay, now I feel like, oh, okay. Oh, but anyway, with the story. And it turns out they were already full. They were like, oh, hey, we're getting back to you. Like, we don't have enough room, sorry. I was like, whoa, like I applied for that a year in advance. Like, that's crazy. So yeah, that's probably never happening. Like, I cannot apply any sooner. Well, I guess 2 years? I don't even know. Like, could I tell them now, hey, I'd like to be on the thing? I don't know how that works, but I was like, wow, that's crazy. But maybe it shows how good it is because it's a really nice one. Okay, I'm going to change up my reference photo because I realized there was another one that I had used where I had like cropped it a bit, but when I made this outline, I hadn't done that, so things were about to get crazy, but now we're fine. We're fine now. And I just use all kinds of plants here. All these dilly-dallying plants. At this point, I don't know if I need to continue with the pencil because it's gonna be a lot of lines. It's gonna be a lot of freehand plant drawings, but I guess I'll just kind of give myself a little inkling of where everything is. And I do still need to wait for the ink to dry. No, it's going to be dark in there, okay, and then there's going to be a lot of tall foliage kind of here and kind of go down to here. Some leaves will come out of here. Okay, so I feel like that is good. I guess as far, actually, if I'm just doing the foliage, maybe I can just leave the foliage in pencil because it doesn't really need to be outlined. But I think the moon, I will do an outline on that because I will want to make sure that is not being, wait, what did I grab? Colored by the background in the sky. So I do want to outline that. And then I will probably mask that down in a bit. So let me see. Is there any other parts? No, I think it's good because like those are just like little details, so it really doesn't need to stand out too much. Yeah, so I'm gonna wait for this ink to dry and then I will mask it and then do the background. If anything, the background might be like the last thing, honestly, because how are we gonna work on this? Yeah, I guess I'll just start. Do I want to start with the mountain? Yeah, I guess I'll start with the mountains because that's, yeah, that'll just be easier to kind of define where everything is. Okay, so for mountains, let's see what colors. We got some darker bluish greens, and then we'll do a green up there. Okay. Let's mix these up. This should be really pretty. I like getting these darker background colors, darker greens going. That is really nice. I think I'll use that for over here. Let's see, this is a size 14 brush. Let's see if I can still get some nice edges. Oh yeah. This is a nice one. Utrecht, something like that. I can't really read what it, I don't know if that's a L. Maybe that's just a U. Utrecht. Utrecht. I always like add an L in my mind, but there's no L there. Sredna, there's no L. This is a very, I got this brush when I went to the Dick Blick in Minneapolis. Wait, not Minneapolis. Wait, do we have a Dick Blick in Minneapolis? I'm gonna have to look that up. Because that would be a lot quicker than where I usually go, which is Chicago. Although I do want to visit, they have like their oldest store there, I guess. That's where they were founded, so that would be definitely something I would love to visit and check out. And I guess they have a whole outlet section where they have discounted art things. Okay, well that is looking nice. And then I'm wondering if I should use my little dryer or if I should paint down here. Should I do like this part next? It's kind of like, I could do maybe like a lightish yellow or something there. And I probably will use my dryer I think that should be good. Might be nice to get a yellowish green going. Okay, maybe Naples was not where it's at because it looks a little muddy, but it doesn't. Just want it to be just slightly. Yeah, there we go. That's good for me. Just give this side a little color. Also looks very earthy, which is nice. Oh, I watched Cyrano recently. Movie or like play. It's kind of like a, what is it? A musical? An opera? No, it's not an opera. But their style of music reminds me of like Phantom of the Opera. And I love the music from it. I love the costumes. I wasn't too enamored by the storyline because I feel like we've kind of heard that kind of thing before. I wanted something a bit newer or maybe like a bit more unique in that respect. But I did feel like they still did a good job with it. And the singers, oh my gosh, the main gal was, oh my gosh, her voice was just so beautiful. I want to see her in more things. She definitely deserves to be in a lot more singing things. Oh my goodness. I guess her husband directed it, and he did things like Atonement, maybe a Pride and Prejudice thing. Maybe, don't quote me on that. So it was a gorgeous looking film too. And so I've been playing the soundtrack like all the time to the point that Aaron also, he's like, oh my gosh, this again. And I just love the music was so good. So now I have it in my head and I might keep singing it. Okay, let me get some more. I mean, I could go indigo or Prussian at this point. Just to get, I want to make sure you still see a hint of green. Okay, that should be good. But I do need to use the smaller brush. Oh, okay, well, we're gonna have to go upside down here because I'm not trying to get my hand in that. Okay, that wasn't as dark as I was wanting to go with that. Like, it's, yeah, we're gonna have to do another coat, but this is a very nice green to use in that other green layer at the bottom. That's nice. So pretty. I think green is probably my favorite color. It's definitely the one I have the most of in my palette. I think with blues feel pretty good. I don't usually feel the need to add any more blues, but greens I'm always like, oh look, there's a dark sap green or a deep hooker's green. Say hooker's green is already a darker color, but you know, Can't have too many greens, I suppose, with me. Okay, I am back and I brought the masking fluid. I had tried another brand of masking fluid at some point. Did not have a good time with it. And an artist that I really love her work, Rachel Boyer, something, Rachel something. She has a lot of like nature and fantasy stuff, and she has her shop, Colorful Cat Studio. And she had, in one of her posts, she was using a masking fluid. And I was like, oh my gosh, what kind are you using? It looks like it's really good. And she was like, oh, it's a, what was it? Winsor & Newton. And so then I got theirs and I was like, I'm going to try this out. And then it worked out so great and I've used it ever since. So that was a wonderful thing. Okay, so let's see, make sure I'm not leaving anything out here. Might have to lift the camera up a touch. I am going, okay, I really am loving the colors. This feels very fall-like, and I almost don't even want to add green to the section now. I almost want to do like yellow and orange. Actually, I might just do that because, like, why not? These colors are kind of, they are screaming fall to me right now. Like, I want to see yellows, I want to see some reds, I want to see some oranges in the front here. But no, I think it'll be fine. The roofs of here are going to be like a deep brown. So that may be something to keep in mind. I don't want to compete too much with, well, I can keep that a deep brown, and I can do the grayish for the rocks, and then we can do more reds, yellow, orange. Yeah, so we'll do like a deep brown at the top there. So let's see where we are with that. That is looking pretty good. And let's see, I guess I'll do probably paint in the castle colors. Maybe by then the masking fluid will be dry. Actually, I don't want to risk it. What I'm going to do, I'll do the castle, the first layers on it, and then I will go take a break. And I will have my tea or lunch or whatever time it is. And then by the time I come back, maybe like an hour, this part, I'll just have my lunch break. Wait, what time? Oh yeah, it's already like almost 1. So I'll have my lunch break. And then when I come back, I'll do the sky part. Okay. Sounds like a good plan. So for that top, let me see. Do you want to do a reddish brown? So let's see if I do some of this Van Dyke. Is that going to be the brown I want, or is it more burnt sienna? Oh, I have also lately, well, I make all kinds of things for myself, like candles, bath bombs, do some sewing. So there was also like some resin stuff that I got into for like a little bit. Oh yeah, I do like make a lot of my own jewelry too. But another endeavor that I was thinking of doing, and I'll start it as like a hobby because those things I mentioned are more so like hobbies. I don't pursue them as a business. But ooh, I like that. Oh, let me get this masking brush out of here. Don't accidentally use that. But I was looking into how to make your own watercolors. And, you know, because why not if I'm doing all the other things. So I've been looking into the process, and I did just get some materials. I ordered some because I couldn't go pick it up. Oh, how I wanted to pick it up. Like yesterday, I was like all fired up. I was like, I am so into the idea of going to the store and getting some materials to make watercolor paints. But, you know, there's no stores around here that sold it. So, okay, I mix up all these colors, but this looks very much like, what is this color I have? Oh, just iron oxide. I'm just gonna see what this one looks like. Sometimes, oh yeah. I was like, wait a second. Did I just make iron oxide? Okay, which is a very naturally made color there. Okay, well, so anyways, I looked that up and, oh no, I touched that part. Went to try to go to the store and they're like, yeah. Well, I just looked online. They didn't have the materials I need. Like I need gum arabic. I have honey, plenty of that. What else did I need for that? Glycerin, which I thought I might have already had from all the other kits and stuff I mentioned to you, but I guess not. But yeah, just a couple of things, nothing. Oh, and then I needed some like paint pigments. So yeah, I was like, Michaels? Because we do have a Michaels. Michaels, do you have that stuff? And they're like, no, like what? And then, so then I just ordered them from Blick, which is my go-to art store. And yeah, I wish we had one near us, but I really don't think they would probably have a good time here. I don't think there's many people who would shop there. We just don't have that big of a population to, I mean, we don't have an IKEA, so that just tells you what's going on here. I also miss IKEA. Oh, I had so many days when I was in Renton. Lived in Washington, spent at IKEA for fun. Oops, that was loud. I don't know what Java is doing on my computer. Just gonna turn off the sound. There's all kinds of pop-ups going on behind the scenes. But yeah, IKEA's great. I love their artificial plants too. I mean, I think I should make this that color, but I really don't want those to run in. I'll make a darker shade, I guess, for those doors. Yeah, I'll just make a darker shade. Oh, here we go. It's nice when the colors are just right next to each other. Okay, that's a nice dark color, and I will use my dryer now. Okay, so it should mostly be dry. I think I'm gonna go back in to these mountains back there and do another coat of that or add some blue to it. I'm not getting that dark blue I want. Maybe that's because I keep using Prussian for... Oh, it's such like a pretty bright blue, but I don't want it to be too blue that it blends in with the sky, you know? Okay, we'll go there. And we'll see with that. Okay. You know what? I can live with this. I think even though I do want it to be more blue, because I do plan the sky being blue, I don't want the colors to interfere too much. I don't want it to blend too much together. So just let this be enough, Sredna. Just be happy. Be happy with us. Okay. I don't want to go too far. If I go too far, I can't go back because it's watercolors. Which is the nice thing when I was doing my acrylic painting the other day. I was like, whoop. There was like a bunch of places where I had like colored outside lines, and I was like, well, time to straighten things up. I had saved this background color that honestly kept in the container very nicely for weeks. I was so impressed. I did spray it with water a few times, and I was like, wow, the color stayed here. This is fantastic. And so I was able to, yeah, just go in with that background color and then just clean up some edges. And I was like, okay, watercolor, you got me and I got, oh wait, not watercolor, acrylic, you got me and I got you. But with watercolors, they're like, no, no, no. You are not hiding anything, okay? Don't even try it. So, yeah, just gotta be more careful. Let me see, is this? It does feel pretty dry. Okay, so I do want the bricks. There's gonna be some gray. There's also gonna be some, it's gonna be like brownish gray. So what would be a nice brownish gray? Like sepia, or some people call it sepia. Oh yeah, brownish gray. There we go. Okay, let's do, oh God, here I go. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have the paints right there. That might not be a good idea. Or just be a little gentle. Just be gentle, Sredna. Okay, that's really brown. So let's just lighten that sucker up. And then maybe I'll add, what should I add? Should I do panes? Is this necessary? I just want it to be warm. I want it to be a warm gray. Oh, but making the watercolors. Yep, so that is going to be my newest thing that I am going to try out and see how, actually I'll just cover it up because it's fine. The doors will be dark anyway. So I will see how that goes. I just love making all kinds of things, so I'm wondering if this will be a process where I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like so fun, or if I'll be like, oh my god, never again. Because that's how polymer clay was with me. Polymer clay was my never again. I made some, what did I make? I don't know, like little figurines. I made like little things for jewelry, and it was just so hard to keep. You just have to keep it so clean. Like all these like little pieces of lint and like hair will can get like trapped in it pretty easily as you're working with it. Your fingers will make dents in the clay, and I still have no idea how to smooth those out. And it just seemed like very, well, it didn't just seem, it was a very laborious process that constantly needed fixes and tweaks. And honestly, I was just over it. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm going to other things. and so I did. So the yeah, that's how polymer clay was for me. And actually, I did get supplies for resin, which I haven't done yet. It's somewhere on the list. The bath bombs, I enjoyed those, but I don't like making them into shapes because I find that they would like break really easily, and that was something else that needed a lot of kind of attention to make them like look really nice. And I just was not in the mood for that. So bath bombs, well, what I do is I'll get the, what is it? Or I'll just put it in a powder form. So like with those, I can just mix up the ingredients and I put it in like a baggie or something, and then I just have it by my bath, and then I just sprinkle it in there, and it works just fine. And even when people, like sometimes they'll do like discounts for like not perfect bath bombs, I'll get them from there too, because it's like, it's really the same ingredients. I'm gonna break it all apart anyway. Like, it's fine. It's good. I understand. So that's where I am with bath bombs. So I kind of do a mixture of making my own and getting it from other people. And candles I really love. I love candle making. That is something I enjoy the process. It's a simpler process. It's like melt the wax, add in your favorite scents, and I love coming up with the different scents. So I'm wondering if watercolor will kind of be like that. Like, just here's the, I don't know, ingredients, and then you just mix it, and then now you get to play with the colors. That's something I'm more interested in than, I don't know, having to be too precise with all the steps. So we'll see how it turns out. But for this, I think I am good here, and I will take a break and catch up with you in a bit.